Hello, hello, hello. So, hi, today's 2nd of April 2026, and currently it's 10:37 p.m. right now. Today would be very short stream. I would say I would maybe stream for 20-25 minutes and then I'll leave today little early. But today was one of the normal day. My plan was to start do a morning stream too, but I didn't do because I didn't wake up early in the morning. My plan was to do maybe a early morning stream, but I didn't wake up, so that's why I didn't do that. And today I would say today's day was a little tough for me because as I know, I started a challenge, and according to which I'll not be eating any junk food till end of this year. And recently in the evening, I was craving very badly to eat something of outside or maybe order something from Zomato. I even installed Zomato app and then I installed it. So in terms of discipline, I'm trying to be much better than the earlier day. So in terms of that, it was little difficult for me. Also, today I was planning for like I'll as I told earlier that this week, not next week, I'll be leaving, going for Bombay for maybe 2 to 3 days. So I was planning for that. That how can I how can I do that? Like I was planning with my dad like how to travel via train or and how to manage ticket and all because it's already 3 to 4 days are left before I leave for there. And I'm also planning to maybe do a stream there, but to be honest, it takes a lot of courage. Like what my plan is to, or I'm thinking is to do maybe a IRL stream, but it takes a lot of guts to like carry the camera in public and speak then. And also I'll need to set the things up. I don't think my current phone would be able to handle that. So I am planning, let's see what happens, because my goal is to, I haven't like shared it now with anyone, but one of my goal is to maybe after exam I'll travel and see the surroundings area, local area there, because this would be my second visit to Bombay, and I'm really excited for that. So I was making arrangement for that today. Also today I didn't want to post a video on Instagram according to the challenge where I started a series there to like to post one thing on Instagram, but it I just pushed myself anyway and just recorded a video just now and uploaded on Instagram. So yeah, that's it. And what else? I didn't read anything. Like my one of my goal was to like start, or at least make a habit of reading something daily, at least one thing daily, which I didn't do. Like I have started a book called 12 Rules of Life, and I'm reading it. I read the first 2 to 3 preference pages, like in the beginning where they tell about the book, and I was reading that. Like let me wait for a second. Let me bring that book. So this is the book which I have bought. I'm really excited. Like I was also listening to one of his lectures on YouTube. Like why Mr. Peterson has few, like I like psychology, and I realized very lately like I never knew that like I loved so much especially subjects like history, psychology, and philosophy. These are few of my favorite subjects, but I don't think I am doing something towards it. Like I'm planning to go to college, but not in these majors because I never studied for them. And in school, I didn't knew like what are these subjects, but now I'm like really interested into these subjects, and I attend few lectures online, especially on YouTube. There are a lot of lectures, but I particularly of Mr. Jordan Peterson. I read and see those lectures online he has uploaded on his YouTube channel, and he suggested quite a few philosophers and authors. Few were from Russia and other, like there were a lot of material like he told in that lecture, and I'm planning to start reading of those authors also. But first I need to finish this book only. But as I am not a more, like I would say not more, but I'm not a reading person. But the very first book I would say that which I read was my sister gave me, which was of Rich Dad and Poor Dad. And I feel one thing, especially when I talk about like if when I haven't seen any web series or any series like on Netflix or something from maybe from 4 or 5 years. I haven't seen anything, and I don't like watching it. But one of my habit is that whenever I start something, especially like a series or a book I start reading, I get so intrigued that I just want to finish that book or a series in this within the same day, like, or I don't want to waste any single minute if I'm not reading that once I get into anything like this. So I still remember like when my sister gave me the first book to read, which she pushed, like literally pushed me to like start reading, and read that was Rich Dad Poor Dad. And like it was something like damn, I when I read, and I was really like really it was really like I felt like I learned something new. And then the second book was the power of subconscious mind, which was also recommended by my sister, and she pushed really hard to read. I read that, but I in the beginning was so what like I can't believe like what the things were mentioned in that book. I tried that many times, but it didn't work for me, and I don't know why. Like manifesting and all that, it didn't work for me. But I have a habit of one thing like that. When I start reading, I want to finish that book the very same day. So I was reading this book, and in this book, before the actual 12 rules start, there is a very maybe very long forward, and then forward is like there are 12 pages, 10 to 12 pages around the publisher who published this book of Jordan Peterson, who told about like how he met Jordan Peterson, and he told a little about Mr. Peterson and how he became friend with him. And then second, I sorry if someone is saying something because I am not watching the chats right now. I can see on the screen, but let me see. I am not watching the chats right now. Wait. Hello, brother. Hello. Nice to meet you. Are you brother or sister? Like Lakshmi? Hi, nice to meet you. So basically, if you are new and you don't know, like I kind of stream daily and I just share what's happening in my life lately. So that's what I'm doing right now. So if you are here, then nice to meet you. Uh, so I am reading this book right now, and in which, in the beginning, he's telling, the author is telling like how he met Mr. Peterson, and in this, like when I read more about, especially like Peterson, and I feel like this is my kind of a guy. Like I feel I like people with whom I can talk in talk about deep conversation about deep topics, like especially when I talk to. Oh, hi, Lakshmi, nice to meet you. By the way, how did you find my channel? Like, I was not, uh, I was not expecting like this, something like this. So, and sorry, like I'm really conscious because I'm new to this and I'm learning streaming and all that. So that's why I'm not up to that level where you might expect me right now. But I'm improving, and I do this just to improve and become more familiar with this setup. So that's why I'm trying. So what I was saying, like I in the starting 10 to 12 page, like the publisher of this book mentioned that he used to talk during the world, like one of the thing I would say, like personally, is oh, you mean the shorts, like the shorts which I upload. Okay, thank you for coming, and I really appreciate that. So, like, what I was saying was that thank you. So, do you read any books out of the box? Sorry if I'm asking too many questions. Like, so I started reading, and one of the recent discovery when I was in school, especially in 11th or 12th. So when I was in school and I was in 11th and 12th, at that time, like I didn't went more deep into history, but especially during the 12th, when I was once I still remember that I was in library, and at that time I found a book related to Hitler and what happened in Nazi Germany, especially during the when I read the novel Diary of Annie Frank. Like that was one of the what I say, like a changing moment in my life. When I first wrote that novel, I got like so much into that novel that I wrote that many times. Even I still remember I took that book with myself during my summer vacations, and I read that when I went for my to my village. So during that time, I got really interested into reading, and I read a lot. Like especially the novels. Uh, I really am interested not into like fiction, but in the stories, like where a genuine story or lifestyle of a person is mentioned, like the Diary of Annie Frank. If you might have also learned, because I think in NCRT it was within our syllabus. So when I read that book, I got so intrigued. Like I started knowing more about the Hitler's time, like what was happening in the Germany, and then I started searching on YouTube, and I found it really the real time footage of that time, what used to happen in the Germany. And like I love those kind of things where a person or his life's whole life is mentioned in a book. So what I was telling was that in this book, especially in this book, in the beginning 10 to 12 page, the publisher mentioned about the Peterson, how he met during, and he still like he shared the exact moment where he met Jordan Peterson, and he went to his home, and during the late night party after everyone has left the house, he used to sit with Mr. Peterson, and he used to talk about very deep topic, like especially about World War II and other topics which were very taboo at that time. Even now, I still when I see, especially few content of different countries, especially when I know and came to know about Germany, like it is still a taboo or something legal punishment is or something like the legal is there that they can't talk about Hitler and something like that. I didn't knew, but I later came to know about that. So the publisher tells like how much Mr. Peterson was intrigued and he was interested to delve in those kind of topic. And I am the same kind of person. Like I love talking about very deep topics. Usually when I usually when I talk with my sister, she gets very irritated. Like when I talk with her about something deep, like any social issue or cause or like any movement going on, like especially like feminism, or there are a lot of issues going on, gender wars, or like how society is going, especially like NASA or something scientific. I used to talk so much random topics, and whenever I pick up any topic and I start talking to my sister, she like within 2 to 3 minutes she get irritated and she leaves. Like she gets done. And I really like people with whom I can discuss something really deep. Like, but I really find hard myself to find such people around me. So that's why I got much more intrigued reading this. So I'm still on the four phase page. Like I still haven't reached the first rule, and the first rule is really interesting. Like let me show you. The first rule is stand up straight with your shoulders back. Like, and this is the photo like which is shown on the first rule. And when the first time I when the first time I heard about this rule exactly, I can relate to this rule a lot. Like you can't imagine like how much I can relate to this, because one of the reason why I relate to this rule is like it is a simple rule. Like you might think like what's something new, like stand up straight with the shoulders back, like the chest, showing chest with the chest. But when I was kid, I still remember like especially when I was in school, especially when I was in school, and I used to walk like this, and my eyes always, especially I was a very shy kid, so I only used to have a few people, a few friends around me, 3 to 4 friends, which I used to hang out with them, and especially towards female, I used to like do like this. I can't even look up to them, and more. I still remember like any time if during my whole school time, most of the time when I got like poked by someone and who mentioned about this was my sister only, and she mentioned clearly like you don't have a confidence. And I at that time I started fighting with her, like how can you say that I don't have a confidence? I'm really confident. And she used to say like why do you move like this? Then at that time I used to like fight with her like what does it matter if I move like this or that? Who cares? But now when I read more about this, like one of the lecture I saw, हेलो, मैं कॉल करता हूँ अभी 5 मिनट में, रुक जा, बिजी हूँ अभी थोड़ा, ठीक है. So this was my brother, by the way. So I have my elder sister and my younger brother, and both are in college. So he's my younger brother. He's doing law from Nirma, and he's doing BLLB. So what I was saying, yes. So when I read more about this, like what's the main, why do like this rule is mentioned, like stand up straight with your shoulders back like this, and I came to know about this is like your body language, especially how you feel and how your mindset is. Your body language plays a very important role. Like I can feel myself when I feel walk like this, then even my brain also act somewhat like in a shy way. And when you walk like this, and that indirectly gives my brain the signal that you are ready to fight, or you are ready to like face the world with your head high. and it changes a lot. Like if you are someone who is very shy, or who's when you walk your posture is not right, then try once. Like myself tried this, like walking like this create not only inside you but also along the surrounding. Like if you don't know how to speak and you just be quiet, but if you carry yourself good, like you carry your posture well and sit straight with shoulders back, and you see in the eyes of the person who is speaking, then it creates a kind of environment where people treat you much different way other than earlier when you were walking. And like I can see some things. So I'm reading this book, and my goal was to finish this book within a week, but I'm still not done with this. So I'll be reading this book along the line, and maybe on 5th I'll be traveling to Bombay. So I'll be, if I'm not sure, I'll be picking train from Delhi to Bombay. So my plan is to at least finish half of the book once during the traveling only, because once I get intrigued, like especially I told, like until now I have read few books, but especially if I remember two books I read, which were Rich Dad Poor Dad and The Power of Subconscious Mind. These two books, when I read them in a one go. Like I still remember The Power of Subconscious Mind, which my sister recommended. She purchased this book, she read that book, and then she gave it to me around 10 or 10:30, something like that, in the night. And I had school next day, but she gave me, and I read the first chapter, and I got so intrigued that around till 3 to 3:30 in the night I just finished that book, and I didn't move until I finished that book. Like I got so intrigued in that. But in the beginning stage it is really hard to pick up the book and start reading, especially in today's time. So I'm working on that right now. And what else? I have stopped, or not stopped, but I would say I have minimized as much as I can to consume online content. Like there is also logic behind that. Like when I consume lot of content, especially like I heard this, I feel like I was thinking about this. Like internet is some kind of a two-way sword, which you can say. Like it is one of the most greatest invention, and at the same time if you keep that sword with yourself, like either mobile or laptop around yourself, then it can also hurt you and kill you, like in not physically, but it kills your times. Like when you have phone around yourself, then you start scrolling. But I don't have Instagram in my phone from last 2 years or many, so I don't do that, but I start scrolling on YouTube. So there I was seeing like this, that in one of the video which I was seeing of an army where US Navy training, like one guy was telling this, that the more you live alone and the more you spend time alone with your brain, with no external disturbance, the more you get to know about yourself. Like, and I try to do this as much as I can during my day. I even today I try to do this, and like I try to spend most of the time myself within my head, or doing something productive out of it. So I'm learning that too. I'm trying my best to do so. So let's see how does it goes. So it's 24 minutes into stream. Maybe I'll stream for one or few minutes more, and then I'll leave. What else? Yeah, that's it for today. And also my goal is to, like I'm going to Bombay, and from my there my goal is to maybe I'll visit to my brother or my sister. Let's see how does it goes, because I have still more than a month left until I move to college, and the final list and all the procedure of admission are taken care of. So until then I'll be free here, and let's see maybe if I can do something regarding that. And also I don't have anything else. Like the biggest thing which I have right now is just to stream with the camera. So I'm streaming right now. So that's why I today in the day I was thinking like why to stream, like cause I don't have anything else and just to speak, and what do I speak for maybe half hour or 1 hour, so that's why I can't stretch it more than half an hour, was this is the maximum capacity which I can speak, and this is the only time when I speak in a whole day, like especially maybe I'll talk for 10 to 15 minutes. I hardly talk for 10 to 15 minutes in whole day. So this is the only time where I get to speak. So I thought why not to go live and at least speak something whichever comes in my head, and at least I could improve my speaking skills during the same time. I'm sorry if, let me switch to chat. I no one comes in the stream, joins the stream like this, so that's why I don't keep chat with myself. So I'm sorry if I'm missing something. Oh, so if you are like by your name, like I can see, like if you are from India, then you, how come you don't speak English? Like, are you from maybe South or something? Like, which language do you speak, Lakshmi? If I'm not, you can ignore if you don't want to answer. Like, I am just curious, like, so that's why I'm asking few questions. Like, cause if you are from India, then there are really high chances that at least you know English a little bit. ओ, अच्छा, नहीं मैं हिंदी हिंदी में भी बात कर लेता हूँ, लेकिन मैं अपनी इंग्लिश को और इम्प्रूव करना चाहता हूँ, इसी की वजह से मैंने हिंदी छोड़ के इंग्लिश में बात करना स्टार्ट किया, मतलब। और वही इसीलिए मैंने स्टार्ट करा कि हिंदी में वो इंग्लिश में बोलना है, इसीलिए क्योंकि हिंदी तो आती है मेरे को, हिंदी मदर टंग है, और स्पेशली अगर आप ऑनलाइन अगर वीडियोस वगैरह डाल रहे हो, बना रहे हो, ऐसा कुछ कर रहे हो, तो इंग्लिश में स्टार्ट करना मैंने इसलिए चूज़ करा कि वो जो लैंग्वेज बैरियर होता है, वही जब मैंने स्टार्टिंग में मैंने जब ये बनाने का सोच रहा था, तब उस टाइम मैं सोच रहा था कि हिंदी में बनाऊँ या इंग्लिश में बनाऊँ, ये सब करूँ। तब फिर मैंने सोचा कि अगर सिर्फ हिंदी में करता हूँ तो सिर्फ जो विद इन इंडिया स्पेशली जो लोग हिंदी बोलते हैं वही मेरे से कनेक्ट कर पाएंगे, लोग मेरे से जुड़ पाएंगे। इसी की वजह से फिर मैंने इंग्लिश बोलना स्टार्ट करा कि इसी बहाने मैं इंग्लिश सीख भी लूँगा। और इंग्लिश से ये हुआ कि सिर्फ नॉट विद इन सिर्फ इंडिया नहीं, बाकी इंडिया के बाहर के भी लोग, मेजॉरिटी जो लोग हैं 60-70% लोग हैं किसी भी कंट्री के हो गए जो इंग्लिश जिन्हें आती है थोड़ी बहुत भी, एटलीस्ट जिन्हें सुनना भी आता है इंग्लिश, वो मेरे से कनेक्ट कर पाए हैं, और बिना किसी भाषा के उससे, क्योंकि सबसे ज़्यादा जो बोली वाली लैंग्वेज वो इंग्लिश ही है। तो इसी की वजह से मैंने इंग्लिश बोलना स्टार्ट करा। तो माई अपॉलॉजी, सॉरी इफ यू आर स्ट्रगलिंग विद दैट। सो आर यू स्टूडेंट और लाइक यू आर कॉलेज और इन स्कूल, मतलब आप स्कूल में हो या कॉलेज में हो? बिकॉज मैं कॉलेज में जाने वाला हूँ अभी, नेक्स्ट मंथ मैं जाऊँगा कॉलेज दोबारा। इससे पहले लाइक लास्ट ईयर मैंने अपनी कॉलेज फिनिश करी दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी से। सो अभी दोबारा प्लान तो वही है कि दोबारा कॉलेज जाऊँगा, मे बी प्रॉबेबली दिल्ली, देखते हैं कौन से कॉलेज में। सो आप कॉलेज में हो स्कूल में हो, मतलब? सो या मेरा प्लान था, अच्छा। अच्छा ठीक है ठीक है। तो आज अच्छा, कंग्रेचुलेशंस फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर। अच्छा ओके। आई थिंक आज के लिए मैं इतना ही है, बस यही था जो चल रहा था लाइफ में, वही शेयर करने के लिए। सो आज के लिए इतना ही है। अब नाउ लेट्स एंड दिस एंड आई stream tomorrow, maybe in the morning or maybe at this time only. So let's see how does it goes. And by the way, nice to meet you, Lakshmi. It was great chatting with you here, and thank you for joining. Bye.